everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Kathy's Random Acts of Stampin'. I'm so glad that you're here today. I know it's been a while since I've been here, and I do apologize, but I had surgery on Monday, which many of you already knew, and it was just an outpatient basis. I was only at the hospital maybe a half a day, or the surgery center, and they had to go in and do some scraping inside of my sinus cavity on my right side. I kept getting reoccurring sinus infections, and I have sinusitis, chronic sinusitis. So it's something I deal with, and I have dealt with pretty much my entire life. But anyway, I am on the mend. I'm feeling better. My rib is much better from the fall that I took prior to the surgery. It's just been crazy. But anyway, hopefully I'm back. And I'm hoping that I'm going to be bringing you some very inspiring items for the upcoming season for Thanksgiving and Christmas. So that is a busy time of the year for all of us. I'm going to open my catalog and show you this beautiful suite called Regal Winter. And the card that I'm going to do for you today is going to center in on this gorgeous pack of paper. The DSP in this is gorgeous. It has a specialty pack of paper, stamp set and dies, ribbon, and gems. So it is a complete collection. The images are gorgeous, but I am going to be concentrating on using the colors of this gorgeous paper. So let me show you the card. And I saw this card on Pinterest, and I just kind of pulled together what I thought it would be. Now, this is a larger card than we normally do. This is a 5x7. I'm sure we could cut it down to be a four and a quarter by 5.5. But I'm going to do this one in the 5x7. Sometimes I think we like to do a bigger card, and this is just so pretty. And I used an old paper. I even used some old cardstock that has been discontinued, because I do that whenever I'm doing a prototype. But I want to come on today, and I really want this to be my focal. Isn't that gorgeous? So I'm going to pull some other colors in with this. I know I want to do my base white, and I'm thinking maybe the Gorgeous Grape or Highland Heather, something that will pull out some of that beautiful purples in that blue. So let me grab my cardstock and we'll get right back together. Okay, I have my color palette, and I chose this designer series paper, which is from the Regal Winter. This is the pack, and you can see the gorgeous, gorgeous colors in this pack of paper. It is stunning. There's a pretty peacock, the wild wheat, there's Night of Navy. This one is a multicolored where you could pull in so many different colors. That's the Blackberry Bliss. There's the piece that we're using. Some more of the Blackberry Bliss, Dated Spruce, or Pretty Peacock, I think. It's just beautiful, gorgeous grapes. And then this one, cherry cobblers and maybe some corals. Again, wild wheat. It is just a beautiful, beautiful pack of paper. And it's not just for Christmas. You could use this paper for any occasion, and I am in love with it. So for my palette, I am going to do my card base out of basic white, and I'm going to pull in as my coordinating colors boho blue and gorgeous grape. And I think that is really going to give me those colors that I want playing in there. And I think they're going to be beautiful. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we want to do is cut our card base. Now, I'm going to bring out my trimmer, and I'm going to open my arm up because we're going to need that extension to cut this piece. On the 8.5-inch side, I'm going to put that in, and I know that I want my card to be 7 inches 5x7. So I'm going to cut on the 8.5-inch side. I'm going to cut it at 7. Hang on to your strips because this can be wonderful pieces for sentiments. Then I'm going to turn it to the 11-inch side, and I'm going to bring it to 10 inches. And again, you're going to get another strip that will be great for sentiments, so hang on to it. Now, this is now 7 by 10, and we're going to score it at 5, and that's going to give us a 5 by 7 card. Now, y'all know me well enough to know that I like the trimmer that it scores, but I am a stickler for using my Simply Scored scoring tool. I think with the scoreboard, I get a much more accurate fold, and I like it. So I'm going to come in at 5 inches and just give that a good score. I usually like to go over mine a couple of times, and sometimes I even turn it over and score it the other way too. It just helps the card to lie better. So now that we have this done, I am going to finish that down really good. I like to do it on both sides so I get a nice crisp fold, just like that. We are going to need to cut off a piece off of this. So we're going to measure in from the top right-hand corner. We're going to measure in 2 inches. Get it right on the 2-inch. Take your pencil and just make yourself a little tick mark, just barely there where you can see it. We'll erase that after we finish. Then we're going to bring our trimmer back. We're going to open this up, and what we're going to do is we're going to cut from this mark to the point at the bottom. So to do that, just line up your tick mark and then pivot the bottom of your card until that point lines up into the bottom of the track. Once you get it, I like to bring my blade about halfway in, sink my blade down, cut up and then down. And that piece will lift away just like that. Hang on to this because we will be using it. That's your first cut in making this beautiful fan card. So the next thing we need to do, we will need a piece that is, we're going to need a coordinating piece that is 6 by 4, and it needs to be the same color as the card base. So we just need another piece of basic white. And we're going to cut this at 6 by 4. So I'm going to put it in at 4 inches. And then I'm going to turn it to 6. And then on this piece, we are going to cut it. Let me check my notes and make sure that I'm doing this correctly. We're going to cut from the top left-hand corner to the bottom right. So you're going to put this in to the top of your trimmer, pivot this around until it falls into your trimmer rack. You just want to make sure that they're right on the tip. Come in middle way, sink that blade up and then down. Now you have your other 2 pieces and lay those over with your card. The next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to do your colored pieces. So I'm going to do my darker color. I believe I'm going to do, I think I'm going to do, we may not use this one. I don't know, I really do love that with that. I think I'm going to do this one. So for this one, we need 6 3/4 by 4 3/4. So 6 3/4 would be right here. Like 4 3/4 should be right there. Now this piece, we are going to measure over. We're going to take a 1/4 inch off of the edge right here. So go ahead and cut that down 1/4 of an inch. Oh, no, let's cut our piece off first. We're going to measure in 2 1/4. So let's get our ruler here, and we're going to go in 2 1/4, like so. Make your pencil mark at the top, just like that, and make another pencil mark at your 2-inch mark, just like that. Now we can bring our trimmer back over, and we are going to cut from the first pencil mark we made at 2 1/4 down to that point, just like we did a while ago. So we're going to line this up into our track, pivot that till it's into the edge of the track right there. Slice. And now we want to take a 1/4 inch off of this piece. You want to cut that first, and then take off the 1/4 inch. And again, we're going to make sure everything is perfectly lined up. We're going to put our blade up in the middle, up and then down. And this will be a scrap. So now we have our piece that will mat on the piece that we cut off. I got a little pencil mark there. I'll come back and erase that. But when you bring this down, I think we might have to trim that just a hair more. I don't think I quite got it at a 1/4. I'm going to put that back in and just take a little bit more off of it. It's okay. I didn't get it quite at a 1/4, and I could tell when I put it against this that it was a little bit, just a tiny bit too big. So there is our first fan piece. Isn't that pretty? So let's go ahead and get our pieces over here together. Now we're going to need to cut our designer series paper. We do need one more piece of the Go blue. And we need this to be 5 1/2 by 3 1/2. So 3 1/2. By 5 1/2. And this one we're going to cut from the top to the bottom. So line it up inside on this track. Get it nice and perfect. Go to the middle. Sink your blades, slice up and down, and now we have those pieces. Now we can cut our designer series paper. And for this one, we need 6 1/2 by 4 1/2. So I'm going to do 4 1/2 this way. That's 4.5. And 6.5. And we're going to need a piece that is 5. And I think I'm going to use the other side of that. We need this piece to be 5x3. So 5x3. Let's put this one right here. And this piece is going to be cut from the top left to the bottom right. There's lots of angle cuts in here, but I will have a diagram on the PDF that will help you navigate through all of these cuts. So if you got a trimmer, you can do this. So it's set and it's so pretty. All right, so those pieces are done. So now, all right, we have our, let's lay out all of our pieces and make sure we have everything. We have our card base with our piece, like that. We have our 6x4" piece cut like that. We have our large piece like this, and we took that 1/4 inch off, which is right here. And we have our it's my 6x4. Okay, we have this piece. And then we have our coordinating colors of cardstock. And this one, we do need to trim this one off like we did this one. So let's lay this all here. And let's bring our ruler over. And on this one, we are going to measure 2.5 inches from the left edge. So from the left edge, we're measuring 2.5. So right there. And there is our 2.5. And now we're going to cut that down to the bottom angle. And sometimes it's harder to see your tick mark on your paper. So make sure you kind of eyeball where it's at. And that looks good right there. That piece. And now remember, we need to take a 1/4 inch off of this. And that leaves us a scrap. Now I think we are ready to assemble our card. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our mats together. This will mat onto here. I think this is going to need to be cut down just a hair more. We're going to need to take just a little bit off of this side right here. And that's not hard to do because you're going to lay it into your trimmer. I'm going to take about 1/4 inch off of it. And sometimes with angles, you do have to work them just a little bit But when you take that 1/4 inch off, then you're going to have a really good fit of this fitting on here. Isn't that pretty? So then this is going to go onto our card here. Like that. Isn't that gorgeous? And then we're going to have some pieces that are going to mimic these pieces. That is going to go like that. And this one is going to go on here like that. And then this one will go on top of all of this like that. Isn't that gorgeous? And all of that will come across the card here. So let's grab some glue and go ahead and put this together. So the first thing I want to do is I want to glue this mat to my cardstock. Get this laid down so that it is nice and even, like that. Then we're going to turn it over and we're going to put glue on the back of it. This is just one of those cards where the paper really is the star of the show. And I love that. I love it when I can let the paper do the work for me. I'm going to press that down. Now we can close our card and we're ready to go ahead and adhere these pieces. So I'm going to take this piece and adhere it to this angle, like so. And then we're going to do the same thing with these. I don't like to build mine like from the top down and then put it together. It's just, to me, it just flows better. But you know, I always say you do you. Whatever works for you is the right way. So glue that down. Now we're ready to glue this onto our white piece. I think that crisp white just really lends a bit of elegance to the front of this, to this dark paper. And I love the look of that. So what a beautiful card for any occasion. All right, and then this piece will adhere on here, like so. And then this piece will adhere like that. Is that not stunning? I love it. So now you might wonder, how do you know where to put your glue? You don't want any glue to go back behind there. So what I like to do is hold my thumb, and I know not to put any glue past where my thumb's at. So I'm going to do this number. And then I'm going to lay this all the way to the peak. And I want that peak to come right to the edge of the card. I'm going to double check, make sure now I don't have any glue, so that's a good thing. And then I'm going to take this one and lay it, center it right in the middle like that. Now I saw this, oh, you know, I went up too far with my glue. I saw this on Pinterest. I think I mentioned that at the beginning. And I thought, what a stunning card that is. I'm going to let that dry without touching anything so that it doesn't mess up. But I thought, what a stunning card that is. So now for our inside, we are going to take a little strip, and I'm going to cut a strip of this off to go on the inside of my card. And we're going to also do a mat. But I want to off maybe about a 1/2 inch. And let's cut this to 6 and open this up because I'm going to do 6 3/4 like that. And then we are going to put a mat inside. And I think I really want to go with the blue. Yeah, I'm going to do a boho blue. Let's see if the scrap piece is big enough. Nope, not quite. Okay, not a problem. We'll just grab another piece. I absolutely love this boho blue. I think it's so pretty. So let's go ahead and cut this into a mat. And we're going to need a 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. So 4 3/4, almost 5. Bring the arm out and do a 6 3/4. And then we're going to run this piece right down the side on the inside like that. Isn't that gorgeous? And I think I'm even going to go one step further and do a label out of white to put inside. I think it would be very elegant. I'm just going to take some glue. I'm going to lay this down so I can just do a nice little line of glue along there. And bring that over. And I want to put it down about like that. I want that little bit of blue to show on the left-hand side of it. So pretty. And if you see that you have a little bit of a hangover, it's no big deal. Just take your scissors and snip that off. And now this is ready to go in your card. Just like that. And now I want 2 labels. I want a really pretty white one for in here. And I'm not sure exactly what I want to do on the outside, but I'm going to go and find some products of how I want to do this, and we'll be right back. Okay, while I was off camera, I went ahead and I found the Readings of the Season. This is an online exclusive. I know that because of my red dot. And many of you have asked me, why do I have different colored dots on my stamps and dies? And that's why. This lets me know without having to go look it up that if it has a red sticker, it is an online exclusive. So I chose the larger tag out of here, and they're so cute because it punches your hole as well. Get it out. And I went ahead and cut that in basic white. And I thought from the Autumn Expression, have a perfectly lovely day. I thought that would be so nice on the inside of this card. And then I took the other side of the Designer Series paper and I cut from the Something Fancy dies, which these are all label dies, and this is in our annual catalog. It's an older set that's carried over. I cut the larger one of these. You get 2 of these that are beautiful for nesting. and I cut the larger one using that designer series paper, and then I cut a white piece to go over it, and that's where I'm going to stamp a greeting. So for that one, I got Thoughtful Wishes, and it says you make life better. And this is going to be like a thank you card or a thinking of you type card. It would just be a card that you want to send someone to let them know that you appreciate them. So I'm going to put this down right about here. And I think I'm going to stamp this in navy. The Night of Navy, I think, will be really pretty on this. So I'll pull my Night of Navy ink. Let's grab a couple of stamp blocks. I'll pick this one up first. Cut my ink. Beautiful. And I'll get a larger stamp block for this one. And stamp. So pretty. I think that Night of Navy ink will play well with the colors that we chose. So now we can go ahead and put this together. And I think for the sentiment, I want to bump this up a little bit, so I'm going to use some dimensionals. Take those backers off. And let's put this right on here. It's not quite right. Let's see if we can do that a little bit straighter. That's much better. And then for our inside piece, I'm just going to put this inside. I'm going to tie a little bow of ribbon right there. And we are going to pop this on the outside of our card. And let's see if we have some ribbon or something we want to kind of dress this up with. I don't know if this is still available or not, but I think this will be so pretty on it. This was carried over from last year. And I'm going to see if I can make a little bow. I'll have to look in the catalog and see if this was carried over, because I'm not sure. But it is gorgeous. It's Night of Navy with gold flecks in it, so it just didn't get any prettier than that. I'm going to play with this bow just a little bit and see if I can get it. It's pretty good. And I'm going to put that bow right about maybe think I like it at the bottom, so I'm going to go ahead and put some glue on the back of this. And I'm going to adhere this right here, like so. And then I think I'm going to do a glue dot and glue that down right about there. Let's grab a glue dot. Grab my take your pick tool to get that off with. And I'm going to put that on my card right there. And then we're going to press that bow into those two glue dots, like so. And there is our card. Now, I do think it needs a couple of gems. So let's see. What do we have? These will be beautiful because the gold will work with the ribbon. So we're going to put a couple, 3 of these on here. These are precious. Got a little gold touch to it. Oops. Let's do another little one. Maybe right here. And there is our beautiful fan card that really is quick and easy and makes quite a statement. I do need to put this in here. I think for this, I'm going to do a piece of baker's twine. My linen thread, I should say. I'm just going to do a little loop-de-loop of it. And we will feed that through. What I'm going to do is take your pick tool and see if I can push that through. Like so. And then I'm just going to do a little loop-de-loop, loop that through there like that. And we can tie this into a little bow. Something like that. And then we can pop this right in the middle of this. I'll just put regular glue on this. And the reason for that, I don't want the dimensions on the inside of my card. All right, make it a little bit difficult going through the mail. There is our card, completely finished and ready to go in the mail. I love the way this card turned out. So easy. I'll have all the instructions and all the products that I use over on the blog. So go to my blog and then click on you'll see the picture of the card. And on that page will be everything concerning this card. The video will be there if you need to go back and revisit. The link to go and shop with me if you want to purchase any of the supplies will be there, as well as a link to the free PDF tutorial. So I do those tutorials as a thank you for being a loyal viewer, and I never charge for my tutorials. They're always free. So, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please think about doing so. It doesn't cost. I do not have a membership fee to be a part of my family. just hit the subscribe button and then click the little bell and choose all. That way you'll get notified every time I put up a video. God bless and keep you. And as I always say in closing, let everything that you do and say bring honor and glory to our Savior Jesus. He is worthy. Until we craft again, God bless and keep you. Bye-bye.